Hello dear students, I hope you all are doing fine. Let's start our seventh module. The seventh module is about job stress and it is also about morale. Firstly, let's see what is job stress. Can be defined as the harmful physical and emotional responses that occur when the requirements of the job do not meet the capabilities, needs or requirements of the workers. Over here, I want to make a note. I want you guys to make a note on two things. That is, meet the capabilities, needs or requirements of the workers. Now the capabilities are those things, the potential or the capabilities which are going to be required by the organization. The organization might have certain criteria. So the employee might not be able to meet those criteria. He is not able to perform on that level. That is the capabilities. So if that is happening, then also stress is possible. Or else, if the job is not able to meet the requirements of the individual, then also stress is possible. Let's look at the definition given by Fred Luthans. Stress is an adaptive response to an external situation. Adaptive response. Consider this as a reaction. Consider this as a response itself. Something has happened, because of that a reaction will happen. So an adaptive response to an external situation. This is about our body. So nothing internal but external. Because of something external, our internally we'll be having that stress. Mentally we'll be going through that. Because of that, other problems can also occur, such as pimples, acne, sweating, heart diseases, such and such. A lot of problems can occur. But the problem is external. Because of something external, we'll be having that stress that is internal. That results in physical, psychological and behavioral deviations. Physical in the sense, as I said, pimples or getting a lot of sweat, or is not able to perform properly, means weaknesses in the body. Such psychological, that is mental things, tension, depression, such things, psychological and behavioral. The way your behavior was earlier, right now your behavior is not like that. That is the deviations, the changes, the differences. So that is about stress. Now coming towards the reasons behind job stress. 4 things are there over here: extra organizational, group level and individual. Firstly, let me give you a brief about all these things. Extra organizational means outside the organization. Those things which are not directly related to the organization. That is, whatever outside the organization things are there, those are extra organizational. And organizational, of course, we know. Then group, within the organization itself, certain groups, certain departments, such and such. And then individual level stress. That is particularly specific to that individual. Let's see these one by one. Reasons behind a job stress. Individual level stresses. Career development. You are onto a position. You are in a position. You are promoted to the junior manager. You are promoted to the position of senior manager. You are then promoted some other position. So that is your career development. So when your career development happens, your workload can also increase. Your responsibilities of the job can also increase. Job enrichment, job enlargement is possible over there. So over there as well, there is a possibility of stress. Secondly, about the personality. Type A personality and type B personality. Type A personality are those people who are going to be very quick, who wants to accomplish a lot of things, who wants to do a lot of things and in a stipulated time, in a given time. Those people who are, who does things for what? For winning that, who does things for achieving. There are going to be type B people who are going to be casual about things, who are not time dependent, who goes with the flow, who if they are playing something, then they are not playing for winning, but they are playing for the fun part. So it is depending on that as well. So type A personality are usually the stress prone personality. Then life changes. A particular person might get married, female might have children. So these are the life changes. Someone's very important person dies in the family. That is a life changing situation. Those might be the reasons for stress. Role perceptions. On the individual capacity as well, the meaning of role perception is what I am, what I am supposed to do, who am I. As a father, who am I? As a mother, who am I? As a brother or sister, who am I? That is on the social level, on the family level. Other than that as well, in the organization, what is my actual role? What is my actual work over here in the organization? Am I supposed to do this work or not? Am I supposed to report to this person, or is he my colleague? This person is my boss, or this person is my colleague, or is this person my subordinate? That is the role perceptions. Understanding the role. When you do not know your role properly, when you perceive your role differently, at that time as well, stress is possible. Coming towards group level stressors. Group level stresses include a lack of group cohesiveness. Earlier I had told you about group cohesiveness, that is group being together. When your group is really together, united, bonded, at that time, stress is going to be really low because you feel together, you feel a sense of unity when you are with your group members. If it is not there, if cohesiveness is not there, stress is more. Lack of social support. So this can be on the organizational level as personal level as well. So the people of the society or else the people of the organization do not support you, then you are going to be getting the stress. Inter and intra group support. So of the group itself, within that group and in between groups, if support is there or if support is not there. If support is not there, then there is going to be stress. Then harassment as well. It can be the verbal harassment, bullying someone, saying some bad words. That is harassment. And there can be physical harassment as well, which can be considered as physical violence. In physical violence, the lower level is the harassment, like touching someone unwantedly. When they do not like it, you are touching that person. That is harassment. But physical violence can include slapping someone, hitting someone. So those can also be the reasons for group level stressors. Now moving towards the organizational level stressors, what we have over here is task demands and role demand. So task demand is what that exact work I'm supposed to do. That work demands how much time does it demand from me? What skills does it demand from me? So knowing that, being at that skill level, that will not be giving us stress. If we are at that skill level, if we are above that skill level, then our work will be easier for us. That is task demands. About the role demand, this one is specifically about the organizational role, the position that you have in the company, the designation, the title you have in the company. When you know that properly, at that time things are going to be easier for you. That is the perception thing. But when the role itself is going to be demanding a lot of your time, at that time it is of course directly going to be giving you stress. If your role is not asking you for a lot of time, if your role is asking you for only 2 hours of working in a day, there is a chance that stress is not going to be happening. But if that role itself is going to be asking you 12 hours of workload in a day, at that time things are going to be difficult for you. Such as managers, a lot of managers will have to be working different schedules as per their different team members, or as per their different subordinates. They'll have to adjust their time as well. Sometimes being at home as well, they'll have to be working. That is what their role is demanding. Because of that, stress is possible. Interpersonal relationships at work. So when you have a relationship with someone, a person having a relationship with a colleague, that is about this. So when you have proper relationship, when the rapport is good, when your conversations and communications are good, when you have good relationship with your colleagues, at that time things are going to be good for you. When you do not have a good relationship, at that time things are going to be, possibility is there that you are going to be getting stress for that. Organizational structure and climate. Organizational structure is about the hierarchy in the organization. That is, who is the boss, who are the subordinates, who are the subordinates of the subordinates. That is the organizational structure. And the climate of the organization, that is, what are the policies of the organization. When the organizational structure is good, when your boss is directly connected to you, at that time it is easier for you to communicate to that boss. When your boss is not in your easy reach, at that time you'll find difficult to talk to that person. You'll have to go through a chain. You'll have to go through a hierarchy to talk to your boss. Directly you might not be able to talk. Sometimes also your boss might be having a lot of people working under him, a lot of subordinates. You being one subordinate, like you, a lot of subordinates might be there. So I'm talking about span of control, span of management being wide. Means one boss having 20 workers. So 20 workers will be finding it difficult to talk to the boss. If only 5 workers are there, so boss will be able to give attention to 5 workers. So that is about organizational structure. Coming towards organizational climate, what policies does the organization have, and what the employee is perceiving about the organization overall. That is organizational climate. Coming towards the policies, if the organization has made good policies for the employees, then the chances are that these employees are going to be feeling good at the organization. When the policies are not employee oriented policies, the time what they are going to be spending in the organization, it might be difficult time. Coming towards the organizational leadership, over here particularly the leadership styles are required, such as autocratic style or democratic style or laissez-faire style. Over here, if the boss is really bossy, if the boss is like Hitler, if the boss is like autocratic, all the decisions will be taken by him. He does not listen to the subordinates, employees. The things are going to be difficult for the employees. But if the boss is listening to the employees, things are going to be easier for the employees. The employees also will have a feeling that, okay, boss trusts us. Boss is listening to us. Boss appreciates our responses, our initiatives, our ideas. That is organizational leadership. Group pressures. When it is about different groups and within the group as well. That is, when other groups are performing better than us, at that time we are going to be feeling pressurized that they are performing better. We should also be working very nicely. Then within the group as well, my group members are working amazingly. Why I'm not working amazingly? I should also up-notch my skills, or else I should also be performing better. That is about group pressures. Now coming towards extra organizational stressors. The first point is phenomenal rate of change. Astronomical kind of change means a lot of change is happening around in the environment, whatever the environment is. The changes can be such as traffic. When you were earlier riding your vehicle, at that time much traffic might not have been there, but right now after some years, because of a lot of vehicles, so much of traffic is happening, you might not be able to bear that. One might be because of your age, because you are growing older, and because of that you are not able to handle the traffic. Other things can be the language that is used by the people. Earlier the language was decent, right now the language has totally changed. A lot of abusive words are generally used by the overall population. Other things can be internet can be one more thing. Social media can be one more thing. You not being present on the social media, you're not able to use Snapchat, you're not able to use Facebook or Instagram. Orkut was going on earlier. Right now Orkut, a lot of people do not know about Orkut. So like that, these are the overall changes. Booming of the internet, booming of the social media, booming of the movies on these various platforms such as Netflix and Prime, web series and all, not able to keep up with the pace. That is phenomenal rate of change. And before I proceed, extra organizational stresses I'm talking about, that is outside the organization. Then coming towards economic instability. Economy is not running properly. Inflation is happening, hyperinflation is happening, stagflation is happening. Things are not happening properly within the economy, within the country. The buying and sellings are not happening properly. Transactions are not happening. Much businesses are not happening. Recession has happened. All these various reasons, prices are going up, inflation, all these things are having an impact on your life as well. Because of that also you are going to be getting stressed. Political instability, various ruling parties coming forward with their various rules and regulations, trying to promote various laws of theirs. That might be a problem for you. Because of that you might be worried, because of that you might be tensed, that if this particular party is in power, at that time things are going to be difficult for me. Such and such can be the thing. Then further, the political parties are not able to control their government, have their government continuously. Then their political parties are changing. A lot of countries this will be happening. Bhutan is one example, Nepal is one example, Sri Lanka recently, Pakistan recently is one such example, where the political parties are changing, the governments are changing. There are some certain countries where a lot of governments had changed. Those governments had changed a lot of things. When one government comes in power, they make certain rules. And within 1 or 2 years, another government comes in power, they change a lot of things. So these are happening. Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, these things are happening. Political instability, that is going to be having an impact on your life as well. Then considering utilities such as electricity, water, so these necessities of ours are, if it is difficult for us to find these, use these, if power cuts are happening frequently, those things as well are going to be having an effect on our lives. Water is not properly available, clean water is not available, that is going to be a problem for us, and that is going to be causing us stress. Then sociological changes, people are not able to meet up. During corona time, COVID times, people were not able to meet up. Sociological changes had happened. Distancing was supposed to be maintained. People were connecting through calls and through internet. And right now as well, even though COVID is not there much, but still people are on their phones. People are, even friends who are living in the same city are conversing over the mobile phones, conversing over the internet. So these are sociological changes, different relationship styles, different work life. When a person is going to the work, he is behaving differently. When a person is coming to home, he is behaving differently. When he is with friend, he is behaving differently. These are sociological changes. Now coming towards consequences of job stress. Individual consequences, we have behavioral consequences. A person earlier was talking in a proper manner. Right now he is not talking in a proper manner. He's talking rudely. He's talking harshly. That is a behavioral consequence. His sleeping pattern has changed. That is a behavioral consequence. Coming towards psychological, a person having chronic stress, a person going through depression, these are psychological problems. Then coming towards medical consequences, a person having headache, a person having heart disease, all these things might be because of stress. Because of stress, a person can be getting acne, a person can be getting pimples, a person can be having heart diseases, a person can be having high BP. Those are medical consequences. Coming towards organizational consequence, decline in performance. Their performance will be not great anymore. Earlier they might be performing very nicely, but because of stress they are not able to perform at par as well, not even normal. Their performance have declined. Secondly, change in attitude. That is how they were looking at the organization or the people or whatever things were there, whatever things were around in the environment. That change has happened. That is organizational consequence. And also their behavior, overall behavior style, overall attitude, the ego part and all. A person speaking in a stubborn manner, a person speaking stubbornly, That is about attitude, change in attitude. Then coming towards withdrawal behavior, that is also an organizational consequence. That is, a person is not much willing to talk to others. He is like he is resenting the thought of talking to others. He is keeping himself distant from other people. So that is a withdrawal behavior. Coming towards burnouts, so when excessive stress happens, at that time burnouts will happen. So lack of recognition. So when burnouts are going to be happening, at that time people are going to be feeling that they are not recognized at all. They feel really bad about it. Secondly, because of lack of recognition as well, burnouts are possible. That when people are not recognizing my efforts at that time as well, a person is going to be going under a lot of stress, very bad stress, and that will turn into burnout. That is, that person will not at all feel like working. That person will start feeling helpless. That is a burnout situation. Unclear requirements. When he is feeling that helpless, he will not be clear about what his requirements are. That is a burnout situation. Not fit for the job. The organization also might start feeling about him or her that he or she is not fit for the job. When that burnout situation is going to be happening because of excessive stress, feeling helpless situation, that is burnout situation. Then high stress times with no downtimes. Burnout situations means that very much stress will be happening. A lot of stress will be happening. In a normal 8 hours working time, that person will be feeling stress 7-8 hours itself, and that very little time will be, or to say, relaxed time, normal time. So very negligible time will be normal time. So that is a burnout situation. Coming towards managing job stress, individual strategies: relaxation, getting off the work, going off the work a little bit, taking 5-10 minutes break, doing actual relaxation, doing some games, playing some games. That is relaxation. Being off from the work. Time management, learning to prioritize the work. If a lot of work is going to be there, a successful person is going to be that person who is understanding the importance of different work. So when some work is going to be requiring a lot of priority is required for that work, that work should be given importance. Some other work can be done later as well. That is time management. So understanding how much time I should be giving to each task, so that there is this one saying that better done than perfect. What is the meaning of this? There are going to be people who are going to be looking for perfection. If there is going to be 10 number of work, then if in one work itself all the time you are going to be taking, on remaining 9 work, when you are going to be doing that, so each work should be given its proper time, and then that time itself should be spent for that. That is time management. Role management, understanding what exactly my role is in that particular job. A particular person having a particular job will be having various roles. Let's say a marketing manager, that is the designation of that particular person. That person is going to be having various roles, such as that marketing manager sometimes might be doing the role of HR as well, doing the role of recruitment as well, or else doing the role of hiring people as well. Sometimes when in the absence of HR, or else in the presence of HR as well, marketing manager also sometimes will have to take the interview. So he is taking the role of interviewer at the times of selection of people. So a lot of times he will be doing the role of designer, and a lot of times he is going to be doing the role of selection of the design. What design is supposed to be done. He is going to be doing the role of packaging person in the sense guiding the subordinates who are supposed to do the packaging work. So various roles are going to be there. Understanding the various roles coming with that job, that is to be done. Then meditation. So sitting at a quiet place and but understanding and trying to feel the breathing in and breathing out. That is meditation. When you breathe in properly and trying to concentrate on that breath, and then exhaling out as well. And when you are exhaling, at that time concentrating on that exhaling as well, and trying to be quiet, trying to be calm, not having any bad thoughts particularly. And if you are going to be having thoughts as well, then positive thoughts. That is meditation. Then we have support group. That is attending support groups. There are going to be actual support groups. Online support groups are also there. Offline support groups are also there, wherein people are going to be helping out each other by discussions and all, group discussions and all. Sometimes there can be an actual counselor, an actual expert who is going to be helping. But sometimes there is going to be the people from the company itself or from the society who are meeting for various purposes. And in that purpose, one purpose might be to relax, to understand each other, to help out each other. That is a support group. Coming towards the organizational strategies, organizational role clarity. Now coming over here, what role do I have in the organization? Being more specific, what role do I have? What designation do I have in this overall organizational hierarchy, overall organizational structure? Who is my boss and who is my subordinate? If there are 3 people, suppose in that 3 people I am one person. Let's suppose your name is A. A is the boss of whom and a subordinate of whom. Let's say there is A, B and C. B might be a person who is supposed to report to A being the boss of B, and C might be a person who is the subordinate of B. So B should be understanding his role properly in the organization. Then coming towards job redesign, sometimes there is going to be a particular job that might not be totally fit for the worker. So at that time, HR is supposed to help out the individual by little bit redesigning the job, whatever as per his requirements, making the changes. That is job redesign. That is going to be helping him. Then the third point is stress reduction and stress management programs. There are going to be actual counselors who are going to be appointed by the organization itself, actual doctors, actual psychiatrists and psychologists who are going to be talking to these people, talking to the employees when they are going through stress. And these organizations, sometimes these organizations are going to be conducting these programs without any requirement as well, being proactive about it. Not that the employees, when the employees are going to be in stress, at that time itself we will call. Not like that. Automatically, when people are working at that time itself, little bit also, if the workload might be increasing, if they sense that, then that stress management program can be there. Over there, various techniques can be there. Meditation technique can be there, reading a book technique can be there, talking about it can be there, then playing games can be there, a lot of things can be there, stress reduction techniques can be there. Then personal wellness. So when a person is going to be thinking about his diet, when a person is going to be thinking about his mental health, mental wellness, that is about personal wellness. If a person is not able to follow a proper diet, at that time various other health issues are also going to be happening. So if a person is going to be exercising properly, his overall personality is going to be improved, overall behavior is going to be improved. No matter if the work is more, then as well, if he is doing proper exercises, if his health is proper, if his water intake is proper, overall his stress is going to be reduced. That is personal wellness. Then supportive organizational climate. If the overall policies of the organization are good, then his stress is going to be reduced. Secondly, okay, but about the policies as well, if employee oriented policies are there, if a workload is not much, if weekdays are not much work, what to say, week offs are there, Saturday Sunday holiday is there, 2 days holiday is there in a week, 3 days holiday is there in the week, and also rather than having 9 to 5 job, having only 9 to 2 job, 9 to 3 job. See, a lot of organizations are going to be there who are going to be thinking that more work means more work time means more work. That is not always true. So when employees are going to be having a lot of relaxed time, a lot of holidays, at that time as well, employees can be working very efficiently. So that is organizational climate, overall organizational policies. Organizational climate overall can also mean organizational culture as well. So what culture does the organization have? Are the people overall supportive over here? Whether jokes are accepted over here? Sometimes if coming late is going to be, what to say, making the employee fired from the organization, or is it going to be, sometimes it is going to be accepted, because some organizations are going to be having really strict policies. At that time, even 1 minute delay is going to be causing a lot of problem. In actual organization, these things have happened recently as well. This thing had happened, and employee, because of a very serious problems, a very important, a very bad reason, that employee came 20 minutes late. That employee was given a strict warning, or that particular day's work was cut, means that particular day's pay was cut. So like that, various things can be there. That is, having supportive organizational climate is going to be improving things. Then counseling, actual counseling, other than stress reduction and stress management program, actual counseling, wherein an actual psychologist, psychiatrist is going to be counseling with you, talking with you, having conversation with you, and they will be listening to you a lot, rather than simply any other person giving advice and all. Not like that. Later they might give you some advice, but firstly they'll be listen to you a lot. They'll try to understand what your personality is. That is counseling. So that is about overall stress management, the management of the stress, particularly individual strategies and organizational strategies. I hope these things are clear. Coming towards morale. Firstly, let's look at the definition of morale, and inshallah, I'll be speeding up the topic, hopefully. Morale is the degree of enthusiasm and willingness. Look at the words, look at the positive words over here, enthusiasm and willingness, and the degree as well, the intensity as well, how much, that is how much enthusiasm, how much willingness, that is morale. So willingness and enthusiasm with which individual workers of a group set out to perform the assigned work with zeal and sincerity, resulting in good teamwork. So with how much interest, with how much passion that the employees are willing to do that work, that is morale. Organizational morale is basically a mental condition of groups and individuals which determine their attitude. That is the definition given by Keith Davis. Morale and productivity, see, these are related, okay? Physical facilities, when the organization has a lot of facilities, when there is going to be an air conditioner, before that when there is going to be a fan, before that when there is going to be ventilators, before that when there is going to be proper lighting. So all these are organizational facilities, basic facilities. But along with that, a water cooler, having a water cooler, a tea dispensing machine, a coffee dispensing machine, these are organizational facilities. Having a play area, having a creche, wherein wherein moms, recently delivered moms can do feeding for their babies. So overall, these are the organizational facilities. When these things are going to be there in the organization, morale is going to be increasing. Then organizational structure and design. Structure: who is the boss and who are the subordinates, how that boss is. So that is the structure. How that boss is will be later, but how that structure is. If a boss has a lot of subordinates, that's a bad organizational structure. If the boss has some subordinates, let's say 5 subordinates, that's a good organizational structure. But suppose if a boss has 50 subordinates, 50 employees working under him, management of those employees will be difficult. A bad organizational structure. Then coming towards the organizational design. So whether this particular organization has proper facilities or not. With facilities in regard to what? Facilities in regard to communication. That is one part of design. When a particular employee is able to communicate with whomever he wants, that is having a proper design, organizational design. If a person is finding it difficult to communicate with others, it is going to be difficult for the organization. When there is going to be proper communication channels, at that time employee morale is going to be increasing. There should be grievance redressal systems, complaint redressal systems. If there is going to be a suggestion box, that is part of the organization design. If a person is having a difficulty, if a person is going through a problem, and if he is able to write to the manager, write to the CEO through a suggestion box, that is part of the organizational design. So that is going to be increasing the morale. There are going to be a lot of other examples as well. Coming towards the leadership, the previous example as well, if the boss is a supportive boss, if the boss is able to lead the team properly, it does not simply give orders, give command, but along with the team he is able to work, he is working. That is good leadership. That a good leader is going to be increasing the morale. Then reward system. There should not be a situation when employees are feeling like a lot of work is happening but much remuneration is not happening. That is a bad situation. How much work is happening, employees should feel that much payment is also happening. Similar thing over here is Adam's equity theory. Earlier as well I had said. But what is Adam's equity theory? How much work I'm doing and how much reward I'm getting. What employees will be doing is equating what their work is. If I'm getting 50,000 salary, that 50,000 salary worth itself I'll be working. If I'm not going to be getting 50,000 salary, I'll not be working that much. If I get 1 lakh rupees, then itself my work will be more. Employees will start equating their salary, equating their compensation with the work they do. They'll feel like, okay, this person is also doing the same work, but he is receiving 50,000. I'm doing more work, but I'm also receiving 50,000. Or a second situation, I am doing more work, I'm receiving only 40,000. He's doing less work, he's getting only he's getting 60,000. So like that, they'll start equating. That is the reward system. If their reward system they feel satisfactory, the overall morale will be high. One last topic is there, that is measures to strengthen employee morale. Let me take 5 seconds break over here. Okay, give employees more control. If it is participative management, if employees are given chances of initiative, at that time employee morale will be increased. If only boss is going to be giving orders, at that time employee morale is not going to be increasing. Now coming towards the specific employee control part, there are going to be situations in the company wherein boss or the auditors of the company, the managers, the HRs of the company are going to be auditing, evaluating the performance of the employees. Rather than that, try to bring a system wherein employees by themselves are able to evaluate their performance and report to the management that my performance had been great. You're supposed to do the appraisal and report me. My performance had not been great. I'll be doing next time. I'll be doing better. Give the employees itself the chance to evaluate their performance, control their performance. That will give them a sense of independency, a sense of control, a sense of morale, a sense of respect within their own eyes, in their own mind. Self-esteem will be boosted. That is, give employees more control. Open lines of communication. Let each and everyone talk to each other. A person should be easily able to communicate with the boss. Boss also should be easily able to communicate with the subordinates, and the colleagues as well should be able to easily communicate with each other. That is lines of communication. Reward employees and express gratitude. Whatever good performances you are seeing, reward them generously. That those rewards can be in various terms. It can be recognition as well. It can be giving status as well. It can be honorary titles as well. Mr. Employee of the Month, having a frame on the wall of the company. Those things can also be the reward. It could be the financial rewards as well. It could be non-financial, non-monetary reward as well, wherein that person is going to be sent on a vacation. Those rewards. Express gratitude as well. Express that you are thankful for their services. Flexi time. Give extra flexi time. Give them some free time. That is flexi time. I'll not go in depth of that. Celebrate special events. So employee's birthday is there. Employer's birthday is there. Employee's kid's birthday is there. Or as anniversary of the employee is there. So like that, try to celebrate various events. so that morale is boosted. Coming towards designing a welcoming workspace, each and every employee, the organizational behavior in itself is about diversity of employees. Employees are going to be coming from different locations, different mentalities, different ideologies, different beliefs, assumptions, norms, different actual nationalities and ethnicities as well, different genders as well, different age groups as well. So you are supposed to make such an environment where everyone is welcome. Your organization should be good for females as well, good for males as well, good for younger generations as well, good for older generations as well. It should not be doing discriminations if someone is African and someone is American, if someone is Indian and someone is Chinese. That is designing a welcoming workspace. Clarify expectations. See, employees are going to be coming with a lot of expectations. Be clear with what the organization is going to be giving to the employees. If work is going to be happening, rewards are going to be happening. If work is not going to be happening, rewards are not going to be happening. Compensations, proper compensations are not going to be happening. Tell them those things clearly. So clarify those expectations. Some employees might be coming with various expectations that I'll be working here for 1 month, my promotions are going to be happening. Tell them very clearly that over here in the organization, first promotion happens in 2 years. This is the overall record. But if your performances are actually really better, then chances are going to be sooner as well. So be clear about what those people are expecting and say that what you are able to give to them. Lead by example. Leaders should not be only commanding, but also should be leading. Whatever they are having in their mind, whatever not having in their mind, but whatever they are good at, they should be showing to the employees. They should be leading. They should not be simply ordering. If some work is there and some situation is there, some bad situation is there, employee should not be simply asking the employees to do it, but he should be showing the employees how that can be done, how he has done it. That is leading by example. Provide a suggestion box. I'll not elaborate this. Respect employees. Respect your employees. Talk to your employees in a proper, decent manner. Have gratitudinal words with them, have thankful words with them, thank them that they are doing great service for the company. That is about respecting employees. Overall, these are the things about employee morale and job stress in the organization. That was the 7th module. Thank you for listening. If you are listening, bye bye for now.